Women take the stage at the Duluth Play Ground, and Lyz Jaakola and the Smokin Chimokes bring on the blues. Stay tuned.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund.
They play gigs around the upper Midwest and put their own stamp on the blues. Please welcome Lyz Jaakola and the Smokin Chimokes to the playlist.
Just a bitty child, living free and always running wild. I had no idea how hard it was gonna be. All the challenges create a game to be. On the reservation, seems to have nothing to lose. Oh, till I got those red and white blues. Took the bus to town to try to go to school. Found it was too brown, got treated like a fool. On the rest bus home, and I was just too white. I was cracking jokes, trying to stay out of fights. Yes, got a teacher, and man, I got a clue. Oh, I learned those red and white blues. Ain't nobody's fault, that's the way it is when two peoples get together. Share a place to live. I got a boy now, he's red and white too. I can only hope he wasn't born to be blue. Nobody's fault, that's the way it is when two peoples get together and share a place to live. I got a boy now, he's red and white too. I can only hope he wasn't born to be blue. Hey, I ain't no better than you or you or you. And I ain't no worse neither if the teaching's true. When we get together and just look at each other's skin, we tend to ignore the spirit within. Then we start to wonder, what's the use? Oh, I got those red and white blues. Ooh, I got those red and white blues. Got those red and white blues.
Nice job. Nice job. Well, we'll get to know the very talented Lyz Jaakola and a couple of the music groups she works with a bit later in the show. But coming up next, it's Women in the Theater, tackling some thorny issues. We'll be back right after this.
The name is Smudge, and it is about a couple who has a baby that is unrecognizable as being human, and they don't know how to deal with it at first.
It's a three-person show, and it's a dark comedy with a sci-fi horror twist.
It's really deep. I mean,
It is.
I mean, and it's funny. I guess, in its own way. It's kind of darkly funny.
I think it's really more about the metaphor of the fears people face when they're having a kid.
And I think it really does, like, it deals with an important issue, I really do.
I think people are going to get a lot of laughs from it, but yeah, I think moreover when they walk out, they're going to have some deep thinking to do.
Smudge opens January 20th. It plays at the playground. Starts at 7 o'clock.
I was supposed to say the time.
It's going to be awesome.
It'll be amazing.
And when you think of the theater in the region, you're probably familiar with at least a few of the cast of characters, and you may even know our guests tonight. Kate Horvath and Elise Snyder, welcome you both to the playlist. Thanks for coming over.
Thanks for having us, Karen.
Now, you have some really fun things coming up at the playground, and you are directing Saturday night. Wow. Something called The Good Body. What's that about?
It's a play by Eve Ensler. She's the woman who wrote the Vagina Monologues. But this play, we're doing it a reader's theater style, so it's read by a group of 13 women.
Very cool. And Kate, you're one of them.
Yes, and we have an awesome group of ladies that have come in, a lot of local talent, people who have never been on the stage in a play format before. We also have Amy Rutledge and Suzanne Kritzberg of the Minnesota Ballet, and a list of fabulous theater regulars like Jen Burgum and Carolyn Lapine and myself and lots and lots of other fun ladies. So
Elise, how hard was it to cast this? Or easy, I should say, in this area?
My only wish is that there were more parts, so I could have cast more people. I call it the dream team of the people that I got to do it. I just wish I could have even had more.
And how did you assign person? Kate, you get this role. Julie, you get this role.
yeah, how did you do that exactly? I'm kind of curious.
Sometime, for example, Kate, I gave her a part that she would probably never normally play for fun. And then some people, the monologues just seemed to fit them perfectly. So there was a little bit of just opportunity to play different roles for women.
And from what I understand, from what I know and I've witnessed, there are some really talented women in our area that work in the theater, but how many parts are there in a year? Even with all the theater that goes on here, how many chances do you have to actually be in a play?
Well, we were just talking about this, and this is sort of how the women's series came about. WIT stands for Women in Theater, and so it's a whole season-long series that will be featured at the Duluth Play Ground. And we had just recently at auditions, over 200 actors showed up, 150 of which were women and only 50 guys, and so you can see the numbers are a little disproportionate when we have, you know, one show with a certain amount of roles. We have all these wonderful women looking for opportunity, and so we figured we better figure out something to do with all these fabulous, talented ladies. So that's what we're about.
What a neat thing to do. And tell me a little bit more about the actual opening on Saturday night. It's not just the reading, right? There's more going on.
We're having live music to start with Rachel Kilgore. We're having a little reception at the playground and talk for Mountain in the Tech Village. Then afterwards, we're going to have a talk back with a couple of people from the Emily program to talk about the body images.
And this is just the first in the series, right?
Yep.
When you look out and wanted to schedule things, what kinds of things were you looking to do beyond this particular event?
Well, I mean, initially the WIT series was conceptualized to include all mediums of art. So we have in our gallery in the lobby, we have visual artists, Kara Conry, Adeline Wright, amongst others, really talented ladies doing features on self-portraiture. We have music, like we mentioned, Rachel Kilgore. We have other music and dance events coming out looking to integrate multiple mediums of artistic opportunity for talented regional artists to coordinate with the various theatrical performances which will be featured at the playground. So we have, lots and lots of things coming up.
Well, I have to give you a little bit of grief. Would it be the same if it was men in theater? I mean, so what are men going to get out of this?
Well, the way I see it, we're looking to be inclusive. We have Keith Shelburne directing Smell of the Kill. And everybody's got a mother, everybody's got a sister, everybody's got a lover. So there's something for everybody when you come see a bunch of ladies on stage.
Okay, so Saturday night, is when it all happens.
That's the kickoff. One night only.
One night only. Well, thank you for coming in to tell us more about it, because we'll tell everybody right now, Women in Theater, the series kicks off this weekend with The Good Body. That's Saturday night at the Duluth Play Ground, downtown Duluth. Music starts at 6:30 with the reading of A Good Body, The Good Body, an hour later. And we'll be back in a minute.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
I'm Carolyn Lapine, and I'm playing Madge in Picnic.
Hi, my name's Seth Carlson. I'm playing Hal Carter in Picnic by William Inge. This story's about a drifter who comes into a small town and disrupts the everyday flow. And people start realizing maybe their lives can go a little bit differently than they have been.
There's upheaval because of his arrival, and everything is sort of turned upside down, and she experiences true love and has to make some decisions. It's a relatable, beautifully written play that all ages will like. People can see Picnic at the Duluth Playhouse on the main stage, opening January 20th and running through the 30th.
You can find out more about the playlist and make suggestions for the show on our website, www.theplaylistonline.org, and check us out on Facebook too. Now, the artwork in our studio tonight is from Lizard's Art Gallery. It features the work of Terry Milliken, Sharon Meyer Postance, and Dorian Ballou. And by the way, Lizards is hosting an exhibit of new work by Carolyn Olson at the end of this month. And now get ready for more music from Lyz and the Smokin Chimokes.
Driver on the side of the road, flying down the highway with an oversized load. It rattles and it rumbles like a big can of bolts. It goes 0 to 20 like some Palomino coast. Now some people sneer when they hear the engine roar, but it's bought and paid for, can't ask for more, mixed by 4 out store. Red's car, my reservation car. Red's car, my reservation car. Don't always take me far, but I wouldn't trade nothing for the reservation car. It's got rusty doors and floorboards, we can feel the wind blow. We may need to use our feet just like the Flintstones. The paint is chipped and peeling with the bumper stickers on. Dream catcher in the window now, isn't that smart? I know it ain't the kind of car for everyone, but it's got my high one. Get yourself one for a ton of fun. Race car, reservation car. Oh, a race car. Reservation car in Dutch. It ain't pretty and don't always take me far, but I wouldn't trade nothing for the reservation car. Engine smoking, raccoons in the trunk. Got a glove box full of air fresheners, I ran over a skunk. One chair for the driver's seat and milk crates in the back. There's sparking wires, engine fires, making smoke that's black. I push it more than drive because I'm always out of gas. If you're going fast, you wanna pass, well you can kiss my red car, my reservation car. A red car, a reservation car. Trade nothing for the reservation car. Red car, a reservation car. Oh, a red car, a reservation car. Now it ain't pretty and don't always take me far, but I wouldn't trade nothing for my reservation, my reservation. My reservation card.
That's very fun. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. And I have to apologize. I said Smokin Chimokes again. Chimokes.
Chimokes, yeah.
Chimokes. So, Liz, will you please introduce your band for us?
Sure. Bass, we have Tom Scary of Scary Law Office. And on my left, Barry Schwartz, who is a fine guitar instructor in town, and we're happy to have him on board with us. And back on the kit is Tom Brost, who is been around for quite a while playing the skins, and we appreciate him for that.
So how did you guys get together, and how long have you been playing the blues?
Well, we were talking about that. Tom Scary and I have been playing together for about 7 or 8 years, and then Barry jumped in like 5 years, and Tom Brost has been with 5, and off and on, you know, I collected time, I'm not exactly sure. If we added it all together, it would be probably about 150 years of blues, however, I'm thinking, yeah.
And the blues, I know, is just one of the things that you do. I mean, but how did you get hooked on the blues?
Blues is fundamental American music. It just is, and it's a part of, you know, growing up American, I think. And there's a lot of connections between blues and Native American music, and I grew up on the reservation, and so it made sense for me. It sounded like home. Yeah.
Yeah, now, what's amazing about you, Liz, and I'm very honored to know you, but it's not just the blues, and it's not just the jazz, because I've heard you at a jazz trio as well. You also are a trained mezzo-soprano. So I mean, yeah. Opera. Yeah. What does an opera singer sound like?
Locally trained, too. I got my degree at UMD. I'll sing a little snippet of one of my favorite arias from Carmen, and let's see. Amore ta fondu bohem, il n'a jamais connu d'Illois. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Si je t'aime, regarde-toi. Si tu ne m'aimes pas, si tu ne m'aimes pas, je t'aime. Mais si je t'aime, si je t'aime, Thank you. Grazie.
So how do you decide? How do you know which voice you want to use? Because that's vastly different than the Liz, the blues singer.
It is. I grew up what I call code shifting, and I think other people do. I grew up in a mixed family. My dad's Finnish American, and my mom's Ojibwe, and so I, you know, took on many different sounds and many different voices, if you will, just naturally, trying to help everyone communicate in my world. And so music is just kind of an extension of that.
Well, that's fantastic, and I know there are lots of voices that are kind of part of your journey, and we put together a little feature showcasing just a couple of the other groups that Liz works with in Cloquet, starting with a women's drum group.
We have a 4-day gathering for Native women drummers. Myself, I had a dream about the hand drum.
She was the first brave person in this area to step out and start singing with a hand drum, really.
I started singing solo with a hand drum for when they would ask me to sing for feasts or for gatherings or for conferences. And after I did that for a while, I attended a few of these teaching circles, and they asked me, you know, when are you going to start your group? And I said, I don't know.
To have women gathering and singing and drumming and sharing is just incredible.
Ready?
My favorite one is Abenuji Wab Mabenuji. That's the first song we sing.
I've been doing this since 1992. Working on our reservation, singing songs with whatever kids I can grab and getting them to sing little kid songs in Anishinaabe so that maybe they can get a quicker start at learning the language than I did. The main goal is just to enjoy themselves using the language.
I like to share my voice with others.
Hopefully then they can carry that into their language studies, which they do at the school.
I like when we walk in one and spin and jump. Well, we're all good singers, and Lyz is very nice. She's a great director, an awesome director, by the way.
They're getting more and more comfortable being in front of a group and a little bit less wiggly. And it's all just about singing, because that's who I am, that's what I do. My Indian name is the lady who knows how to sing, and that's my path. And whatever I do through that vehicle.
We are just lucky you share that voice with all of us. It's really cool to see those kids. They truly are inspired.
They're awesome. I love working with those kids, and all of the kids that have been in the youth course. It's been this is our 5th year, and so I've had the privilege of working with, I don't know, maybe 100 kids over that time, and they inspire me to just keep going and doing what I do, and they're so fun. And
what a fun way to learn language. Whether you're, no matter who you are trying to figure out another language, if you have the opportunity to hear it, it kind of gets in your soul in a different way.
Yeah. It becomes more naturally flowing through music, that we arrive singing. I mean, the children come out and they're singing, and that's what we do naturally. And we just start, putting extra sounds in there as we learn. And I feel like that's just my job to do that while I'm here, is to help and encourage other people to sing and use their voice and add to all of the sound that there is, because it's a beautiful thing.
So this group has quite a sound, and they all have different voices with their different guitars and stuff. Tell me what's in the future for you guys.
Oh gosh, we're planning a tour. It's actually called the Minnesota Mini Tour. That'll be coming up here shortly. That I received an Arrowhead Regional Arts Council grant to do, along with the hand drum group, and that's coming up. We have some hopefully some blues fest coming up in the near future, but we're always available for booking. So.
Now is the time to jump in. And how common is a blues band in this area? I mean, there's not that many of them, are there?
I don't know. There's kind of like this peak in the 80s and then, in the early 90s, and then less so. And there's some now around. And actually, Barry plays in another group called Lake Superior Chief or Smoking Section or something.
Lake City Smoking.
Sorry. Okay, very good. I'll keep my ear out for him.
And Tom plays in another blues band, and I can't remember what they're called either. But I'm just, my world is my world, sorry.
But you write this music, right?
These songs are ours, and actually the next song we're going to do before we go is Tom's song. It's called Guilty as Sin, and he's a lawyer, and I'm sure he's not referring to any of his clients in that way. But it's kind of a fun little blues song, because blues songs are all about, that kind of, things happen, and we're going to sing about them, and we're going to sing away the blues about them, So.
Well, thank you for coming over and sharing your music.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. All right, one more song from these guys tonight, but thank you for watching, and remember to go send your ideas to the playlist and go out and support the arts. Thanks.
You hijacked my heart for a wild joyride, then you stole my soul and you battered my pride. You strangled my love, making sure that it died. You robbed me of all but the tears that I cried. Guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. tender. He's a repeat offender. Show that it died. You robbed me of all but the tears that I cried. Guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. The DA told me that the jury's in and the verdict is yours. Guilty as sin. Guilty as sin. Oh, you're guilty as sin. No, no, you're guilty as sin. The DA told me that the jury's in and the verdict is yours, guilty as sin.
Funding for the playlist is provided by the citizens of Minnesota through the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and by viewers like you.